That's not the answer you gave yesterday in relation to the audit report. You said you shared the audit report with Mr. Mutsumi because you knew that Mr. Matlala owed him money and that he would be concerned if Mr. Matlala's contract with SAPS is terminated because there was a risk that he would not get paid. And I specifically asked you, for whose benefit were you sharing that audit report? And you said, for Mr. Mutsumi's benefit. So the answer you're giving now, that when you are told about these examples, you say he had no interest, it differs from the answer you gave yesterday.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Yes?
They do not differ. It's an additional.
It's additional.
Yes. I'm just elaborating further that some of they've got different meanings. This one is owing this one, that's why I'm sending. This one is because of. So.
But for the audit report, I've summarized your response correctly.
Yes.
And you stand by that response.
That's right.
Thank you.
Regarding the issue that was raised by Mr. Ngwatu, may I say this to you? You don't have to ask for permission to answer questions. So once you've been asked a question, you should just answer the question, Sergeant Nkosi. Don't say, may I answer? Just answer. So the issue raised by Mr. Ngwatu would not arise at all if you just simply answered the question. Do you understand?
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yes. Now, is your answer to Mr. Shaskalsin that you shared this because Mr. Mutsumi has a particular interest in what goes on with regard to criminality in the country? Did I understand you correctly? Is that what you said or not really? Or what was your answer? What was your answer?
Oh, no, my answer is because Mr. Mutsumi is concerned about what is happening around the country as a business.
With regard to crime?
Any crime, Commissioners.
There are so many South Africans who are interested in that. Why don't you then just post publicly? Because they too have an interest. Why don't you publicize such documents for all those South Africans who have a particular interest in what goes on in the country with regard to criminality? Why Mr. Mutsumi only? Or let me take out the only. Why Mr. Mutsumi?
I think it is on the basis that I often discuss with him about this thing that is happening around. We discuss crime, we discuss progress, we discuss, growth and so forth. That is the reason sometimes I see it fit to only send to him, even though I know that there are many people who are concerned about crime in South Africa. But because of this particular one is the one that I'm always interacting with. That's why I'm...
Wasn't this a confidential sub-document?
Come again, Commissioner?
Was this not a confidential sub-document?
No.
Page 595.
No.
What was it?
It was already flying on social media.
Sergeant, it's addressed to a general. Good morning, General. This is not a media publication. It's internal SAPS communication. Somebody reporting to someone internally. You didn't pull this from the media.
Yeah.
It's an internal SAPS SAPS write up.
It's a communication to a general.
Yes.
Good morning, General.
Yes.
Was that not a confidential sub-document?
Commissioners, on each and every scene of crime, major scenes, and the reports like this, let me just make an example. If, let's say, the scene happens at 10 in the morning, and then there are photos there, and then there is a report, maybe, let's say, by 12, being addressed to the general. Good morning, General, this and this and this happened. By 3 o'clock, that thing is no longer a confidential document because of now it's all over the news.
Let's leave out leaks. Was this not a confidential sub-document? Please answer the question directly.
At that time, when I received it or when I sent it to you, it was not.
No. When the writer wrote this to whoever the general written to was it not a confidential document? Let's leave out what had happened by the time that you picked up the document from wherever it is you picked it up from. Was it not a confidential sub-document?
I don't want to shy away from answering, but when I sent it, it was no longer.
No, that's not my question. And towards the end of my question, I made it clear to you that what you are answering is not what I was asking.
Yes.
So at the time of writing, was this not a confidential sub-document? Not at the time of sharing.
I don't know if can we pack it and
No, General. I'm Sergeant. I don't know how many times you've said that. I'm asking you the question now, and I want a response now, please.
But I was never given an opportunity to pack issues. Maybe this time you can give me the opportunity to pack this one.
No. Look at the document, its nature, and I'm sure from the time Mr. Shaskalson drew your attention to the document, you saw what the document is. You know what this document is. Surely you should be able to say, yes, it was, no, it was not. Was it a confidential sub-document?
Can we pack it, Commissioner?
Why? Why should we pack it? Why should we pack it?
So that
Is it because you are not able to glean from the nature of the document whether or not it was confidential? Why should we pack it?
So that when I answer, I must answer to the satisfaction of the Commissioner because of
I will actually be satisfied if we don't pack the question. If we pack it, I'm probably not going to be satisfied. I will take the attitude that you were avoiding the question.
And I don't want to answer as well for the sake of passing the question because
Is it because you cannot tell from the nature of the document whether or not it was confidential, which is why you may require time? I just want to understand your thinking.
Commissioner,
Yes.
if I may,
Yes, Mr.
may I request a 2-minute stand down just to provide an advice to the client?
Not in the middle of a simple question like this, Mr. Mwatu.
And especially for that, that's why just so that I can assist. the
No,
commission.
then you can say right across us and say it's a fair question for you to answer right in front of us, Mr. Mwatu.
I find it that he does not.
Especially if you say it's, yes.
I think he struggles to understand what you're saying. You're not saying at the time of him sending, was it a confidential or not? You're saying at the time
No,
of
that's
writing.
exactly,
Yes.
what you've just said is exactly what I'm not asking. I'm asking at the time this document was written.
That's
I'm
what-
going to move on to the stage when he then shared the document.
That's
I
the-
want to, yes, so.
And that's
so
what I
it's a-
wanted to assist the commission on, therefore, so that he can have the distinction between.
I'm sure you understood my question. If Sergeant Nkosi says he doesn't understand the question, then I would not understand because I've asked the question a good few times, Mr. Mwatu.
Commissioner, I'll leave it there. I was just trying
Thank
to
you.
help. And that's it. We can move on.
Thank you. Sergeant Nkosi, not once did I understand you to suggest that you did not understand my question. My question is, as at the time of writing, and transmission of this email from the writer to the general to whom it's addressed, was this a confidential subs document? Or was this the sort of document that the writer would have intended to be posted out there for public consumption? I'm talking as at the time of writing and transmission.
I want to be honest with you, Commissioner.
You see, I will tell you why you have a difficulty. The difficulty you have is the function of you having shared this document. I suggest to you that you are not able to answer my question exactly because of that. It's because now, after the event, you have to try to justify why you shared what is obviously a confidential document. So you are having the difficulty you are having because you shared it when you ought not to have shared it. Do you wish to respond?
I can't respond, Commissioner.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Shasatson.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Is it not practice that suspects are not identified in public before they appear in court? Is that not subs practice?
It is?
Do you identify suspects before they appear in court?
Can you repeat your question so that I must understand it, Commissioner?
Is it subs practice that suspects are identified publicly before they make their first appearance in court?
No.
No. Now, looking at this document, it identifies suspects, and remember it's the 27th of May
Yes.
when you share it with Mr. Mutsumi.
Yes.
Now look at the bottom of that email on 598-96. Having identified the suspects, the last part of it says all suspects will appear in Brits Court on the 29th of May, 2025. But you, on the 27th of May, have already shared this document, including the details of the suspects, with Mr. Mutsumi. So you cannot be correct when you say it was already in the public domain, because the public would not be notified of the suspects and their identities before they appear in court. Do you want to comment? Do you now accept that it was confidential?
Commissioner Kumalo, can we pack it and I'll answer?
And to add to what you've just asked to be parked, looking at the nature of the document, which as Commissioner Kumalo says to you,
Yes.
was confidential. Now, assuming that you are correct, that somehow it was in the public domain, must you, as a subs officer, perpetuate an unlawful leak? Assuming that you are correct, I'm not saying you are, but assuming that you are correct, that this had been leaked and it was now in the public domain, must you as a subs officer then perpetuate the leak by sending to, for example, Mr. Mutsumi?
No, the question is valid, but it's just that I just want to find the right way to answer my honorable commission. I don't want to answer for the sake of answering, so I must answer to the satisfactory of the commission.
So when will you answer? Because I want an answer now.
No, I'll answer.
Do you want to answer now, or can I ask my question? Because I have a question on this same document. Do you want to answer the chair first? No, I'm not saying you should answer, Sergeant. I'm just checking. Can I go ahead and ask my question? Which I won't do if you're still thinking about your answer to the chair and you want to answer him first.
I think maybe you may.
Yes.
Maybe you may.
Ask my question. All right. Let me raise with you what I want to raise. You see, I want to point out to you why this document could not have been in the public domain when you distributed it. And then I will raise my concern about the fact that what my concern is about the fact that you've raised it, you've distributed it to a member of the public. At 595, this document has the name and the address of the complainant. This document. It tells Mr. Mutsumi who is the complainant. It gives him the address, and it gives him the cell phone number of the complainant. You see that in paragraph 3, after scene of crime. So you're sharing that kind of information with a civilian. And then it also has the details of a witness, gives the name of the witness, and says where the witness is. That's information that you share with a member of the public whose interests you haven't clarified to us. And then when you go further down in the middle of that so that's not information that SAPS would share with the public. Do you accept that?
It's
The cell phone number of a complainant, for example, the address of a complainant, is that matters that SAPS would put in the public domain? And I would be surprised, I must tell you, if you say yes.
okay, Commissioner. Indeed, SAPS cannot disclose.
Yes. Okay, let's go further down with the document. It lists, there's a heading there, properties stolen are. In the middle of the page, you see where I'm reading?
Yes.
It lists the details of what exactly was stolen. The truckloads of chrome, pistols. It even gives serial numbers of pistols and the number of rounds. It's 2 pistols and both of them have serial numbers and the rounds. And then you go to 3, it lists cell phones that were taken and how much they're worth. And then when you go to the last paragraph, which is what Commissioner Khumalo raises with you, it has names and dates of birth of suspects following their arrests. And it tells you some are Lesotho national, some are South African. It also says they are involved in certain case numbers, and it gives those case numbers. It lists them at the bottom of that page, and then at 596. And as Commissioner Khumalo says, it also says when the suspects will appear, it says investigations still continue to track the buyer and tracking of the stolen chrome. So you're telling a civilian that police are tracking the buyer and where the stolen goods ended. You give all of that information, which is obviously internal information of the SAPS. And the question is, why would you give this information to Mr. Mutsumi? And I want to put to you that you haven't been open with us about why you have shared this information with Mr. Mutsumi, this kind of information. This is internal SAPS information that's never shared with the public. Names of witnesses, I think it doesn't require much debate to say, well, witnesses are protected. The public can't know who is going to be testifying about these things. Here you are, you've shared with Mr. Mutsumi. It cannot be because of his interest in crime that's happening in the country that you give him the name of a witness, for example, and the cell phone number and the address of a complainant and of a witness. There's another reason you gave it to him, and you are not open and frank about why you gave him that information. Do you want to comment, if at all?
Yes, Commissioners?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm requesting that I make it one package. Commissioner Kumalo, the chair, and one, I'm not shying away from sending a classified document. It is alleged now. Here, in another way, I'm sending this to Mr. Mutsumi to praise the good work that the police has done, because of his got concern that police are not working, people are not protected, the inheritance of the republic. I'm sending this that, in a sense that, even though I send you allegations against the police, I'm also sending you good things that the police has done. And this was already even it was already in public, but for me, I'm sending it in that sense that the police has done a good job, or at least they've arrested people and so forth.
But why did he not need to know the witness name and where they are to be found? Why did he need to know the complainant's name and cell phone number and address? Why did he need to know that? Why did he need to know that the police have recovered pistols with serial numbers? Why did Mr. Mutsumi need to know that kind of information?
As I've said earlier, Commissioners, I just sent it him as raw as it was, where I got it from the public, and I sent it.
That's your answer. Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you, Mr. Chaskatsi.